Oh, just 1 second. Hello? Hello? No. You may have noticed that in the last year, your phone has been blowing up, but you haven't actually gotten any more popular. Instead of friends on the other end of the line, it's mostly been telemarketers, robots, scammers, and spammers. It's not just your imagination. Robocalls have skyrocketed since 2017, with an estimated 48 billion calls made to US mobile phones last year. Some people are even getting calls from their own phone number. It's truly an epidemic, so how can you stop getting bombarded by spam calls once and for all? First, there's the well-known FTC's Do Not Call list. By going to www.donotcall.gov and registering your phone number, you are legally prohibited from being contacted by certain types of telemarketers, although there are a number of loopholes and exceptions. Also, the list is primarily used as the basis for submitting complaints to the FCC, so if you do receive a call and you're on the list, you have to submit an official complaint, which includes the caller's phone number, organization, time of day, what the telemarketer is selling, and whether any exemptions apply. And it's worth noting that both the FCC and FTC are notoriously lax about enforcement and generally only target massive and repeat violators. So while registering can help in theory, it probably won't solve the problem on its own. Hello?
Hello, do not hang up.
Of course, telecom companies are able to implement safeguards, including verification systems, but legally they aren't required to. And while the FCC has claimed that they're taking steps, without legislation to back them up, we're unlikely to see real change. So another thing you can do is contact your congressperson and ask them to push for anti-robocall legislation. They're probably getting dozens of calls a week just like you. So that really leaves only a few practical solutions. One is simply to use your smartphone's internal blocking capabilities to block individual numbers, although scammers and robocalls tend to come from a wide variety of numbers, so this may not be super effective. Another option is to use a system from your cell phone carrier. Companies like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint offer free apps that promise to filter and stop potential scam calls, and most of them also offer low-cost monthly caller ID services that try to identify unknown numbers. You can also turn to third-party apps for both iPhone and Android systems, such as Truecaller, RoboKiller, NoMoRobo, or any other screening app. These generally work by referencing blacklisted numbers utilized by scammers, and the list is constantly being updated to try and slow down the influx of annoying calls. Nope. There's also a more recent workaround that's a little more restrictive, but effective. By using features like the iPhone's Do Not Disturb function, you can allow only calls that come from people in your contacts and send the rest to voicemail. Of course, this means that you will also miss out on any legitimate calls from people whose numbers you haven't saved, but if you're being inundated with robocalls day in and day out, this might be a last-ditch solution that finally brings you a little peace and quiet.